Hey everyone, it's Laura Milligan. Thank you for joining me on this Monday Facebook Live. I'm running a little bit late today, so I'm sorry that I didn't start right at 1 o'clock. We don't know, maybe 10 to 12 inches of snow here today, which is really fun. And that's not why I was running late, but I guess I just thought I had all this extra time to prepare today, and suddenly it was almost go time. So sorry about my delay. Thank you for joining me. So if you are there, I'm assuming there will be quite a few people here today because at least the people that live in my area, we're all kind of snowed in. The roads are pretty bad. We have had the snowplow come up our street, but it's icy underneath. So I think most people are staying home today. So if you are there, there's Colleen. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Ellen. Thank you for joining me. Let me know, give me a shout out. Tell me what your snow is like. If you got any snow, one of my daughters lives in Atlanta, and they closed everything today because they really, don't get snowstorms or ice storms, but so they're really not prepared. So everything was canceled today, and they pretty much got nothing. So they got a snow day for no reason. And I guess nobody ever complains about that. So hi, Gran, how are you? Did you get snow down in Tennessee, Gran? I'm just curious. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera down. And, Colleen got 13.5 inches of snow. Wow. Hi, Jean. I love seeing all of you pop in. I think we're all, like I said, most of us are snowed in or having some effects from the storm. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera here. And, oh, you got no snow, Debbie? Debbie, I was thinking about you because Debbie is a mail carrier. And Pam works at the post office as well. Hi, Pam. And I was thinking about Debbie today having to deliver mail in this, but it's a holiday. So that was lucky for those that work at the post office. All right, so I'm going to start today by giving away the cards that I made last week. So these are the 3 cards that I made, and what I do is I draw people's names that have commented or shared my Facebook Live the prior week. So I'm going to give these away. So this one is going to Myra. Myra, I have your address, so that'll be coming to you. And then these are 2 otter cards. I made these on Thursday for my Facebook Live Take 2. And this is going to Terry Tony. So Terry, I have your address. And then this one was that matchbook style card that I made also with the Awesome Otter set. And this is going to Cheryl Davis. Cheryl, I have your address as well. So those will be going out in the mail, not today, but tomorrow. Okay, so it's really fun to see. Yeah, the kids missed out on a snow day. Let me see, what else? Columbus, they just got a couple inches. Yes, it's smart to stay home. Becky in Pennsylvania got 11 inches. Wow. Okay, so fun. Everybody stay safe. It's just crazy. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Okay, so then the other thing I wanted to do before I get started today was show you some birthday cards. And I had a birthday last week, and of course, one of my favorite things is getting cards in the mail. And I'll tell you, it is really fun with social media to get the texts and the shout outs, the messages from people, but it really does. It just makes you feel good. But there's nothing like a hand-stamped card, right? So let me show you these. This beautiful card is from my friend Helen. Love that. This beautiful card is from my friend Terry. She makes beautiful cards, and of course she knows that I love bees. Beautiful slimline card. This is from my friend Linda. So pretty. This is from Helen. Love the rooster, so cute. This is a cute little snow card, perfect for today. This is from my friend Claire. And then this beautiful card is from my friend Cindy. So pretty. This one is from my friend Kathy. She is so good at putting little bits and pieces of things together and making a beautiful card. And I love how she did the inside there. I thought that was very clever. So thank you, Kathy. And then this one is from my friend Sue. Also pretty, and this features the Celebration product that is so beautiful, and everybody's really loving that. So thank you, ladies, for all your cards. Love those. Okay, so today I am going to show you some projects featuring the On the Horizon stamp set, and I have been talking about this a lot lately because I offered a class to go with this, and that registration for that closed on Friday. I do still have the PDF available. If you're interested in that, you can message me for that. It will be available on my blog at some point. It's not there yet, but maybe today or tomorrow. But it's On the Horizon stamp set. This is a beautiful suite of products from our January to June mini catalog. It has really neat dies that go with it, and I'm going to be using these today as well. And then it has, I always call it the star of the show, and it is, and you saw me share this last week too, this beautiful designer paper, and some of these scenes are like meadows, and I love this meadow scene. This one reminds me of the ocean, and you could do some mountains back there. And some of them, if you turn them upside down, you can get a totally different look. Like this seems like water and, just a hazy morning on a beach or a lake. Here's another pretty one. So let me show you. I have a couple cards that I wanted to share, and the first one is super, super simple, and it just showcases this designer paper. And so what I did for this was, I'm just going to show you real quick, and I don't think I have my, well, let me just show you. I don't think I have my, another note card. This is one of our note cards and envelopes. They are big enough to mail. They come with, it's a package. They're packaged together, note cards and envelopes, and I thought this was sort of a fun way to showcase this paper. So what I did was I started with this designer paper. I'm going to switch my trimmer around. I picked this piece because I thought it coordinated with this. So I'm going to cut this piece 3.5 by 5. And that, I'm just going to flip this over. That fits perfectly on this. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece and cut it 3 inches by 4 3/4. And you can decide if you want to cut from the top or the bottom. I'm just going to cut from the top, 4 3/4. So that's going to be like that. So there's my little scene. Super simple, but what I thought I would do, and I'll just flip this over and show you. So basically all I did for this, on this piece, was took the, let me find my black memento ink, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my birds. They're going to go this way. I'm just going to put these up in the sky here. Super, super simple. I don't think you could get much simpler than this. And then I had already cut a little, this is the smallest of the stitched rectangle, or rectangle stitched framelits. So I used this small one here, and I cut that, and I love, of course, that they have the stitching around it. And I just stamped "Thanks for Everything," and I did that with Evening Evergreen ink. I'm going to get my ink out here. I'm going to check this because I'm also doing this in blue, so I'm going to clean this off at some point here, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp my words. And then all I did to put it together was, and again, I'm going to flip this over. Hi, Pat. Hi, Susie. Hi, Jane. So fun to see everybody today. So basically what I would do is attach this with my glue to my card base, and then I pop this up with some dimensionals. So I'll go ahead and do this. This is just quick, easy. I think this paper is some of the most beautiful paper I've ever seen. It's just really fun. A lot of things you can do with it. Okay, so I'm just going to center this then on here, like that. And that will be attached to my card base. And then I'm just going to add some words there. So you can see, I thought about adding a gem or two, but I thought, you know what, sometimes they think this is a perfect card for a man. You know, we always struggle with those, but this is a super simple, super quick card. If you wanted to add some embellishments, of course you could, but there's always something appealing about a quick, easy, simple card. It's something that we all need. So that's my first card for today. And the next card, this one is actually a card my friend Sandra brought to me. Let me pull all my parts and pieces out here. She brought this. She came over last week and she brought this for me, and it was my birthday card. And let me just show you. This one is also super simple. She said, you're going to laugh when you see what card I made you, because it's so super simple. But, you know, again, I thought this was super pretty. And it just showcases the beautiful designer paper. So let me walk you through how I created this, or how Sandra created it, I should say. All right, so I started with a thick white card base, and then I used my rectangle stitch. That's a tongue twister. Rectangle stitched framelits, and I used the largest one. I skipped one, and then I used the next size down. So it's the largest and the second to largest, or third to largest, I guess, because I wanted to create a frame. So I just took a piece of basic white, and what you do to create the frame, of course, is to just put 2 of these on your cardstock, and you just want to position those to make sure that it's pretty evenly spaced around. You run that through, and you end up with a frame. And so then what I did was I cut another one of the large ones, because I thought that I would attach my designer paper to this, just like that. This paper, this is one of my favorites also from this. It's like, again, it's a little meadow and then the mountains. So pretty. So I'm just going to double check before I put this on here to make sure it's going to be covered. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to take this, and I will take my glue. And I like to leave a little pin. I just stick that in here so that if the top of my glue gets clogged up, I can just poke it out like that. Okay, so I'm adding a little glue on that. And I'll just center this on this rectangle. And the reason I'm doing this is because then I'll be able to get it positioned just to make sure it's right on this size paper before I put it on my card front. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and just attach this. Oh, I guess people are freezing up. I'm sorry. Hopefully not everybody is. Maybe it's the weather. I don't know. Well, I know that if it is freezing up, you can watch the replay, so that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to attach this like that, position that on the front of my card, and then I'm going to take my frame, and what I want to do with my frame is pop it up so that it looks like a frame. So I'm going to go ahead and take some dimensionals, and actually what is really good for something like this is these little spaces around the dimensionals. If you have any of those, you could use those. You could use your mini dimensionals. Actually, I'm just going to use my regular ones for this. Okay, good. So Michelle, it's not freezing up for you. It may be something with the storm. Don't know. So I'm just going to put quite a few of these because I do want to make sure this frame is popped up all the way around. Okay. So now I'm gonna make sure none of these are hanging over the edge. Yeah, okay, that looks good. All right, so now I'm gonna take the backs off of all of these, and I'll just position this over my frame, or over my focal point, which is this beautiful meadow up in the mountains. And then I'll just, and what you can do is you could line this up, you line the frame up then with this duplicate piece that you've cut. So that makes that easy to get that on there nice and straight. I'm just going to do that. Super, super simple. And then I'm just going to add some words. And I just took, again, this is that stitched rectangle, and I'm just going to stamp breathe on this. I'm going to do it a little bit towards the left of this panel, because then what I wanted to do is just slide it under here like that. So I am going to snip it a little bit. Grab my paper snips, and let me see, I'm going to say probably about right there. And then I left this flat. I'm just going to take my glue. Okay, so some people apparently, I don't know, certain people are freezing up, and I wonder if that's just their connection where they are. So I'm just going to put this here like that. Super simple. Again, this is a quick, easy card. The next one I show you is a little stepped up, but this is kind of a step up from the first one. And then I'm going to use the Genial Gems. I thought they looked really pretty with this. So just put a couple of those on here, like that. They're real subtle. It's just a little bit of subtle sparkle to the card. Whoops. Use my Take Your Pick tool, of course. And I could put it there. I think I'm going to just put it right there like that. Okay. So again, super simple card, but I love the frame and how it just focuses on that beautiful designer paper. And I think the breathe is a good saying with this card. You can see it's slightly different. This one, just because of where it was cut from the designer paper, it has some of that coral color at the top, which is so pretty. Okay. Then I have one other card that I wanted to share. And it is a tent card. I'm going to leave this open because I'm going to need my evening evergreen ink. So let me bring in, this is the finished one. This is a tent card. And I love these because, you know, so many times we just send a traditional card, opens from the right to the left, which is fine. But I think every once in a while it's fun to switch it up. So let me just show you how this one goes together. And the nice thing about this is, well, you know what? I forgot to show you this. Look how the envelopes coordinate just by putting some of that paper on the back. Isn't that cute? All right. And this card, this tent card, does fit in a regular envelope. So, all right. Here's this meadow again. I love that paper. And for this card, I'm using this side. And that's going to go on the front. So my card base, it's little. It's 2 1/4 by 11, and I've just scored it at 5 1/2. Okay, so gosh, we have people from Maine, New York, Kentucky, Michigan. Isn't that fun? Tennessee. That's so much fun. Thank you all for watching. I love that. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is just attach this. I'm going to add some of the birds. You can see I put some birds on there. And I'm going to start by stamping them first. Just up here like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the front of my card. And again, it's really little. It's just a little card, but we're going to fill it out with these circles. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. You get 4 sheets of each of these papers, so you do have plenty to make these kind of projects. All right, so then what I did was I used my layering circle dies, and I cut the largest scallop circle with that. And then I wanted to show you this. I cut this right out of the paper. Now this is a different piece of paper. Here's the one. So here's the one that I used for my card front. And then I wanted to look and see if I could find something similar for the background here for the focal point. So I found this, and I just wanted to show you how I cut that right out of the paper. I just used a Post-it note to hold it in place to show you. So that's going to go on there. There's the other side. Look how pretty that is. That actually would have been really pretty too, pulling from those colors. Okay. I'm going to set this aside. Okay. Then, whoops, that's for the inside. Whoops. Okay. I feel like my fingers are sticky today, and my tongue is tied. I keep saying silly things. Okay, so this is going to go on here like this, but you can see how I added a little bit of yellow to that, because I thought, that was a thought that came to me after I had this card done, and I thought it would be pretty because this reminds me of the beach, of course, and I thought maybe if I added just a little bit of sunshine, so like almost like it was the sun rising or setting. So I'm using my blending brush, and this is Daffodil Delight ink. And I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow there. Like that. And I love how, because of the pattern, it almost looks like the rays of the sun coming out. So fun. Okay, now I'm going to add some birds. So I'm going to use my Memento ink again. Get that yellow out of the way. And I'm just going to stamp a few birds. Some are going to go off the side, but that's okay. A couple of birds there. And then I thought I would add some grass. So I'm done with the black. I'm going to go ahead and put that away. I used, next was this, just little, it's like seagrass, that kind of thing. So I'm going to stamp that in Evening Evergreen ink. And that's just going to go right along the bottom here. It's like you're just creating a little scene on this small little circle. Okay, so I'm going to put that about right there like that. Okay, so there's some grass. And done with the Evening Evergreen. I'm going to put that away. Oh yeah, Debbie got my paper share. It was great papers, right? I'm glad you liked it. I've heard a lot of good response from people. Okay, now I'm going to take, this is one of the die cuts, and it is a picket fence. There are actually 2 halves to this, to the fence. I just cut one out, and I wanted to add some texture to it and make it a little more rustic, because I know at the beach, at least when I think of like these fences at the beach, they're just kind of rustic looking. So what I did was I used this stamp here. I think it's still in here. Yeah, there it is. And let me take this off here. I'm going to put this on here. I just used this to kind of texture this up a little bit and just make it a little more rustic. So I'm just going to stamp right on that. This is soft suede ink, and I cut this with Sahara Sand cardstock. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going over this a couple times because I like that rustic textured look. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. And I think that is all the stamping. Oh no, you know what? I'm going to do one more thing. Thanks for everything. And that again is on one of these teeny little rectangles. Okay. I'm going to clean this off real quick. Because I just used the green and I wanted to use Misty Moonlight for this. So let me just get that. Okay, that's ready to go. And you know, if you watched me before, I like to mount my words at an angle because it helps me to see. For some reason, it's easier for me to get things straight when I do them like that. So let's see how I do this time. Okay, I'm going to put that there. And I found that this just fits perfectly on that small little rectangle. And I love, of course, the stitching on that. Okay, so now I think we're ready to put, oh, I forgot one more thing. So then the other thing that I did was I used the dies. So this little grassy die, this is where I had cut something. This was part of this paper as well, and I just cut this directly from the designer series paper. So that I've already done that just to save some time. There that is. Here's the fence that I was talking about. So you have two pieces. One is a little bit longer than the other. There's little houses, there are mountains. You can do a lot, you can create a lot of really fun scenes with this. Okay, that is all the stamping that I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and close up my ink, get that out of the way, and then we're going to put this card together. So I'm going to start with this panel here, and first of all, I'm going to just attach my circle to my scallop circle. So we'll go ahead and attach that. Tombow glue. And then I'm going to pop this up. And so what I want to be sure to not do, well, I want to be careful to only put my dimensionals in the center. I don't want to put them on either side, anything that would be hanging over my little narrow card front, because then it would be sticky. So I'm going to just put a couple dimensionals right down the center. Like this. Okay. I'm going to put that just about right there. Looks good. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is add my fence. And what I did for this, first I just took my bone folder and very carefully just curved it a little bit. I don't want it to stick up too much, but I didn't want it to look flat. So then what I'm going to do is just put a teeny bit of glue on just the outside edges, just like that. And I'm going to start by adhering this side, and it's going to be flat, of course. And then this side, I'm just going to, instead of pushing it down flat, I'm just pushing it in a little bit so that it's just slightly curved. And I'm assuming you can see that. Let me show you. See how that's just slightly curved? It's just barely sticking up, but it's not flat either. I just that's kind of the look I was going for. Okay, then I'm going to add my green, little seagrass, I guess it is. So go ahead and just put a little glue on this. And that's going to go right along the fence and kind of up into the other grass that I had stamped. And you know what, I might even put some of this down under the fence a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to move that down just a little bit. Okay, so that looks good. All right. So there we have that. And then I'm going to add my words. And so my ribbon, let's see, I thought I had a piece here. I know I do. It's probably stuck in the envelope or something. Oh, here it is. Okay. Here's this ribbon is so nice to work with. It comes in 2 different colors, and it is a real soft cotton ribbon. This is all part of the suite, the Horizon suite. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of that, and I'm just going to take a glue dot and tack this behind my words. just like that. I'm going to angle it that way a little bit. Okay, and then I will add some dimensionals, and again, I have to be careful because I don't want it to go outside of the frame or outside of the card base because it's pretty narrow. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Pam. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Okay, and then this I just put down here. All right, isn't that pretty? I think that is such a pretty card, but I'm not done yet. This suite of products come with these really cool, they're called pebbles enamel shapes, and they just look like little stones. And so I thought it would be, just to finish this up, I wanted to put a couple of these on my beach scene. So I'll put one here. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of stack them up, kind of like they would be at the beach. I'll tell you what, these are really sticky. They stick really well to the, put one there, and then I'll put one more. I think I'll use one of the long, narrow ones. They're super sticky. You can see because I'm kind of struggling to get them off the off my paper. Okay, and then I'm going to take one of the cinnamon cider ones, and I will just put that right down here like that. Okay, now I'm not quite done with the card yet because you want to do something on, I want to do something on the inside, of course, but isn't that pretty? I think it's so pretty, such a pretty card. Okay, so then for the inside, what I do is just kind of mimic what's on the front. So I take a piece of the designer paper, and of course this was left over from the 6x6 sheet because I think this front piece was like 2 inches. Let's see, I've got a ruler here. Yeah, this was just 2 inches, so I could actually get 3 of these out of one sheet. But if you do 2, then you'll have enough to cut your little greens, your seagrass like I did. So I'm just going to attach this to the inside. I thought it would be good to do a beach scene today for all of us that are in the snow. We can only dream, right? Okay, and then for this, what I'm going to do is I want to line this up right with my circle on the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue, again, right down the center, just a dab. And I'm going to just try to eyeball this before I put it down. And you know what I think you can do is just sort of line it up like this. And then close your card, and that'll put that right where you want it to be. So then on here, you could add some birds. You could add, I could stamp some of the seagrass again, anything like that. You could put seagrass down here. That would be pretty as well. But for now, I'm just going to leave that plain. Depending on who I'm sending it to, I may add something else. But that is my card for today. So let me bring in the other ones. And again, you know the drill. If you leave a comment or share my Facebook Live, you'll be entered to win one of the cards. So there's the other one I made. And then here is a super simple one. So which one is your favorite? I think there's different times when you might, if you have more time, you may want to make a little more stepped up version. Sometimes you need a simple card, and sometimes, you just want to make a simple card and add a few gems or not, add a little stamping or not, and you can come up with some really beautiful cards. So these cards featured the On the Horizon bundle, the stamp set, and the die, so be sure to check them out. The paper is amazing. It's the star of the show. And so I appreciate you watching me today, and I hope that you stay safe. I think it's a good day to stay inside. It was actually tempting to do this Facebook Live in my pajamas today. I think it's a good day when you can do that. When you can spend the whole day in your pajamas, it's a good day. But I did not think that would go over really well. So anyway, I want to thank you for joining me. Please stay safe, everyone. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.